Hey there, Jim Gavigan, Industrial Insight. It is 2 minutes on Tuesday for June 3rd, 2025. Maybe a couple minutes longer because I may pontificate a little bit here. But last week talked about Matthew Littlefield's report about industrial productivity going down from 2004 to 2024. I got a lot of great responses on that. If you're wondering, if you're watching this video and haven't seen that, just go look at my profile and go find that. There was a lot of really good responses. Even had a nice hour-long conversation with someone I didn't even know beforehand on this whole topic and some of the research they had done in the past. Yesterday was great, and I much appreciate that. I feel like it makes me smarter and gives me more to talk about. So let me give you like my perspective. And look, this is a complex issue, and some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is probably a little bit of an oversimplification, but I'm just going to tell you what my perspective is, having been in the business since 1995. So I've seen a lot of change, right? And so, by the way, here's Matthew's latest post. Kind of talks about a couple of specific, industries and kind of some of his thoughts on it. So I recommend you follow him. He's a great follow and always makes me think. So one of the things I did want to point out, I mean, I think it was pretty obvious, right? The whole COVID dip right here, right? Or the COVID spike in productivity. And I thought it was just very interesting how non-essential people get out of the plant, and then all of a sudden the plant's and industrial productivity goes up. Shocking. Sometimes I think, we just there's too much oversight, right? And it's that helicopter management. We're going to hover thinking we're helping and we're not. And it's something I try not to do with my people. And, as a boss, it's not always easy to do, especially when you're being held accountable and you want your people to do certain things, right? I get it. But that was certainly my take on that one. Got all the non-essential people out and boom, everybody could do their job better. Shocking, right? But as far as like the productivity drop, say, since 2004. And here he's only got 2020 to 2024. The graph previously was 2004 to 24. Here's a couple of things that I know have changed a lot, right? 2004, we had inventory. We didn't make as many products in the industrial space. We had more people. We had more experienced people around. The average tenure for people was much longer in 2004 than it is today. Okay, that's a big change. 2020, we saw, and we've been seeing this for the last 25 years, really since probably 9/11, we've been seeing companies steadily cut back, and steadily increase in complexity in what they take on. There's shorter production runs, more customization, all those kind of things. So you have less experienced people with more to do, and there's more complexity in the business that you haven't always made easier on people. You've just made it more complex, trying to satisfy customer demand or whatever it is your goal is. And so I think that's a huge part of it. That was kind of what I was getting at. And there was a lot of other like really great ideas. I think, all of those have merit. There's a lot more things that probably have caused this. But for me, those are some of the big things that I see, because I don't see it getting better right now. And I'm going to maintain this that I said probably 4 or 5 years ago. Our plants are going to be running worse in 10 years than they are today, despite all this great technology that's out there, because we don't know what good looks like. And even with AI and all this, right, if we can't train the models and train our artificial intelligence to be intelligent, it's not going to be any good for us. It's just like the example I gave everybody of Google telling us at one time that water didn't freeze at 26 degrees, that it froze at 32 degrees. So at 26 degrees, it's liquid. What? And it was just a fall. It wasn't trained well. And that has since been fixed, right? Because I went and looked at it not that long ago and like, it can't be still this way. And it wasn't. They had fixed it. And those are the kind of things that if we do that in an industrial environment are really going to cause problems. So the thing is we've made things more complex. We have less experience. We have people who aren't staying as long. They have way more to do than they ever have because we've cut things to the bone in the manufacturing world. I don't know how we get out of it. So I'm curious to see what your take is on that. How do we get out of this? And can we? Or are we just doomed to keep spiraling downward in productivity? What is your take?